Okay, so I went ahead and made a few moves between the last video and this one. I discovered this little area over here where I'm going to try to get my next settler, and I've been trying to jump between these guys and pick the best one to block from moving. I also came in contact with another nation over here. You can see the orange border. And I think I found a nice little spot down here to drop off my next settler. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, just like any unit with the plus sign, whether it's land or a ship, if we want to see more than just the one unit that is visible, we left click on it. Brings up this little menu here. Sometimes this will be closed, but you can click the little triangle here to open it. And I'm going to double click on the settler. Now that the settler is selected, I'm going to move him to this tile. I did my little +1, +2, -1, -2 little analysis, and I think that this is, I won't be able to work every tile, but I like what I'll be able to get out of here. Drop that off, and now I have two options. One, I can send the ship farther to explore, or I can leave him here and wait for this settler to build a city and that city to pump a unit out. Or I can bring him back here. Actually, this guy's building another trireme. I think I'll have him build a settler instead. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to bring him back to here and pick up another settler. Now, he wasn't able to make it all the way there in one turn, but he's got the little G for go. And if we alt-click on him, we can see where he's going. See that little blue line that shows me where he's headed, and he'll be there next turn when the settler is built. So that's how you disembark somebody. You just open it up, click on them, and walk them off the ship. And you can also walk people onto the ship the same way. One thing to remember about disembarking is that embarking, getting onto a ship, will take only one move point, but to disembark from a ship, no matter how many move points the unit has, will take all of their move points. And at this point, the settler up here, I'm a little concerned about him having a place to go, but we'll keep looking up there. Let's go ahead and make sure that these guys are building the stuff they should be building. He's going to build another settler, and I'm not positive at the moment of where I'll build with them. I think I'll probably actually bring him over here and build with them, so I actually could use that settler. And people are building phalanxes, which is good. And I have a settler there, which will head out. So let's talk about city walls. The purpose of city walls is that they triple the defense of any given unit. And the way that the math works out in this game is that it makes it almost more than 3 times more difficult to kill a single unit. So after this next turn, we will have 3 phalanxes here, which is a decent little force, defense force. So let's go ahead and tell them build city walls next. And eventually you will want city walls in all of your cities, but prioritize the ones first that your enemies might actually attack. And I think that wraps up this turn. Everybody's doing what they're supposed to. Well, actually this one, so here's one interesting little thing. We know that a city cannot put out a settler who only has 1 citizen. So, especially if you have plenty of production, this city has spent a lot of turns with only trying to build settlers with only 1 citizen in it, and so that surplus production is adding up on top of the settler. You can see it has 12 out of 4 required, but it's just waiting for it to build a settler. So what we can do instead is we can say, okay, on this off turn, since you can't build a settler this turn, how about you build a ship? And then once we have 2 citizens, go back to building a settler when we only have 1. then we'll build a unit or a building or something. This works best with a city that has high production that can pump out something every single turn, and especially in this situation where we have surplus production in our production queue, or whatever you want to call this, our production bar. We have 12 out of 4, so we can use up that surplus on anything. However, if you try to shift from a unit, if the surplus was built up on a unit and you try to switch to a building, or vice versa, if the surplus was built up on a building and you try to switch to a unit, you'll notice that surplus goes down significantly. A lot is wasted. But moving between unit to unit, the surplus will remain the same as long as you're not changing the type, the class of unit, buildings or units. Then you won't use your surplus. So I don't want to lose that surplus, so I'm kind of stuck building units. So I'll often build a ship. I think that is a place to leave off here.